Woo-hoo. Welcome to Combination.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Tonight we're doing
Okay. We're going to do trivia, we're going to have fun, and we're going to talk about
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what? The first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, now known as Volume 1, came out in
2014.
2014. It was considered part of MCU's Phase 2. And
Yes.
the Guardians of the Galaxy movie was a huge commercial and critical success. If you weren't familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy previous to the movie, it might not have made sense, but if you were familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy, it made complete sense. Guardians of the Galaxy has always been a fan favorite.
The little team that could.
You know. So since the original movie, there's been what? There's been the animated television series, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. There's been the second movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yep. There's been, oh my lord, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Which, if you haven't seen it, it's awesome.
It is awesome. Really great songs.
And really Kevin Bacon. Everything's better with bacon.
And hey, currently, in theaters now, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. which has been out for like 10 minutes and made $300 million. So,
yeah.
We here at Combination feel confident that the galaxy will be guarded, and we should talk about the Guardians.
Yes.
If you're watching us live, yay! Welcome! Please
good job.
Scan the code, click the you
link.
can click the link, but follow the link. And feel free, if you're watching us live or if you're watching us after we post this, to hit the like, the follow, the bell, the heart, the whistle, the
tweets,
bird.
Yeah,
we're going to keep doing this.
Give us the bird.
We're going to keep doing this as long as we're having fun and as long as you're having fun.
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
I'm having fun because, it's comics.
All right.
When is it not fun?
Hey, kids, comics.
Yes.
All right. You ready to start?
Yes. Let's go. Let's launch this, baby.
Okay. The first Guardians of Galaxy team appeared in which title?
That would be Marvel Superheroes.
Okay. Now, couple things. First of all, when we're talking about the first Guardians of the Galaxy, we're talking about the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And that was Todd.
Oh.
That was January 1969.
Yes.
Marvel Superheroes number 18. That was a minute ago. So,
yeah.
And the Guardians were always reasonably popular, but they didn't really get their own. They were popular, but they didn't get their own title. They didn't really seem to catch fire.
They kept showing up places, helping out, getting help from people.
Yep.
Guest appearances in Defenders, and Captain America showed up, and the Thing showed up, and different people showed up along the way, all battling the alien Badoon.
But they did have a consistent lineup in the first, the 1960s version.
They did.
But who wasn't in the original Guardians of the Galaxy lineup?
That would be Jim Harper.
Yup.
Because he's actually the Guardian of the DC universe, created by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon.
I don't know if Jim Harper was not there because he was a DC character or because
he was producing the news for Newsnight for ACN. Thank you, Mr.
But he
Sorkin.
wasn't there. So, Martin X, Captain, Charlie 27, and Yondu Adantu. Yeah, that Yondu, same guy.
Yeah.
They were part of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And Todd, for no additional points, Vance Astro is also known as
Major Victory.
exactly. Not minor loss.
No.
So. Now, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which Guardian wasn't in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Now, Guardians of the Galaxy, they had the 60s version. They flailed around a little bit. And then in 2008, I want to say, they got relaunched as a comic book, right?
Yes.
And the initial roster was the roster that basically is reflected in the movie. And Todd, who wasn't in the movie but was in the comic?
That would be Phyla-Vell.
Yep. Although, if you stick around for the end credits of the latest movie, and you should stick around for the, past the end credits of the latest movie, she does show up, right?
After a fashion, sure. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything,
Yeah, and by the way, we talked previously, Yondu was originally he was one of the 1960s Guardians, and he's been in the movie by Michael Rooker. Charlie 27, also part of the 1960s Guardians, was in the second Guardians movie played by Ving Rhames. Martin X was played by Martin Rosenbaum, and also in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah, that's right, and in the third. But we are still waiting for the cinematic debut of Major Victory.
Yeah, no Vance Astro yet.
Yep.
But we got Stallone playing Starhawk,
We make choices. We make choices in this world, and then we live with them.
Yeah.
So but talking about this book particular, this book starts off where? It does not start off in the highway to the
danger zone.
No, it doesn't start off in the danger zone. Where does it start off, Todd?
In the negative zone.
Are you positive about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive about that.
The negative zone it's an antimatter continuum that exists along the continuum Earth occupies. Got it?
Yes, got it. And it showed up numerous times other places.
Yep. We're positive. Yeah. We're just going to beat that joke into the ground, okay?
Mm-hmm. It's a little polarizing.
Our geek runs deep, damn it.
Yes, we love the science.
The negative zone, we do, we really do. The negative zone is ruled by who? Who rules it? Todd, do you rule the negative zone?
No.
I think you might.
But it's got to be some guy because girls rule this world, right? So it's...
Moving on. Todd, who rules the negative zone?
That would be Annihilus.
Annihilus, short for Annihilus the Annihilator. Wow, middle school must have been awesome for him. Am I wrong? But Annihilus has actually been around for a while, although he was a Fantastic Four villain, right?
Yep, way back in the beginning. Yep, back in 1968.
Yeah, like in the 1960s, etc. And
created by Stan the Man Lee and Jack the King Kirby himself. Yep.
Exactly. And I think his ruling the negative zone is a little bit new, but if you want to know more, read the book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We always recommend you read the book. But now, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's Star-Lord. And Star-Lord is usually... Who is it? Who's usually Star-Lord?
Quagmire? No. Quill.
Yes! Star-Lord is usually Peter Quill. Now, Chris Pratt plays Peter Quill in all the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and Peter Quill was created by Steve Englehart and Steve Gans.
Yes.
And yep. And again, that was Peter Quill was created about the mid-70s, but the classic Guardians of the Galaxy lineup we know that was been reflected in the movies, that didn't show up till 2008. So that's kind of interesting. They did kind of pull from places a little bit. But it is interesting to note that Star-Lord, while Peter Quill is always Star-Lord, Star-Lord is not always Peter Quill.
No.
It is not.
In some cases. Like this book.
And in this book, Star-Lord isn't Peter Quill, it's someone else entirely.
Yeah.
Todd, who is it?
It's Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde! Okay, so here's the thing. You know, one of the things they say in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, not really a spoiler, is they say the adventures of Star-Lord will continue.
Yes.
That doesn't necessarily mean that Chris Pratt is coming back, because Star-Lord hasn't always been Peter Quill.
No.
In this book, for instance, Star-Lord is Kitty Pryde. Now, Todd, for no additional points,
Absolutely.
Who else has been Star-Lord?
Well, there's also been St. John Quarrel, who showed up back in 1996, sorry. 66.
Yeah.
1996.
Yeah, and I swear there's been a couple of others. But yeah, Star-Lord is a mantle. Star-Lord is, it's bigger than one man. So other folks can adopt the name and the persona Star-Lord and be Star-Lord. In this situation, in this book, it's Kitty Pryde, otherwise known as, hey, Kitty Pryde was in it. In this book, Kitty Pryde was known as Star-Lord. What has Kitty Pryde never been known as? The girl has gone through names like nobody's business.
Yep. Changes code names like politicians.
She just goes through them.
Yes.
That's funny if you get it. Really it is.
Different phases.
Yes. But Kitty Pryde has never been Lockheed because
Lockheed's the dragon.
Yes. Now, if you're familiar with Kitty Pryde, well, it's actually technically it's an alien creature that resembles a dragon, because dragons aren't real, Todd, even in the comic books.
That's right.
But it's a dragon. Kitty Pryde is mostly, she is a mutant, and she's mostly associated with the X-Men and mutants. We talked about her a little bit in our House of M show. If you want to check out more or interested in House of M, go watch that. Yeah. But I don't think we've actually done a real X-Men recently. I could be wrong.
No.
But talking more about Peter Quill, let's go back and talk more about Peter Quill.
Yeah. Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. Not Star-Lord in this one. Peter Quill. Peter Quill has a father. Most people do. What is Peter Quill's dad's name?
That would be Jason.
Yeah, it's basically Jason. Let's go with Jason. In the MCU, you'll remember that Peter's dad is Ego, the living planet, and is portrayed by
Kurt Russell. Because who else would have an ego that big?
Although in continuity, that is absolutely not the case.
No.
In comics, Peter's dad is named Jason. And Jason, the character, first appeared in Marvel Preview number 11 and was created by Claremont and Byrne. In the comic world, there are all kinds of continuity issues that sort of surround and swirl around Peter Quill's dad. And I am not even gonna try to unpack them right now. I just wanted to let you know that in all continuities, Peter's dad is way cooler than David Hasselhoff.
Always. And that's pretty cool because, we're talking the Hoff.
Now, Peter's not with the Guardians because he's an emperor.
Yeah. It's good to be the king.
Yeah, if you're the king, you can do PowerPoints that don't suck.
Right.
One of the differences between the comic book continuity and the movie continuity is in the movie, Ego was a living planet. In the comic book continuity, Dad rules the planet.
Yeah.
And when Dad isn't able to run the family business, Peter steps in and takes it over.
Yeah. And all the perks that go with it.
There you go.
Peeled grapes, major headaches. Yeah.
There's no peeled grapes. Sorry.
No? Oh.
But what's the name of that planet?
That would be Spartax.
Yes, it is its planet of fighting actuarians.
Yes.
So Peter's dad, Jason, which can be spelled with or without the A. So sometimes it's Jason, sometimes it's Jason. Just for the extra confusion. He's the ruler of the Spartoi Emperor of the Spartoi race from the planet Spartax. And Spartax is located in the Sparta system of the Greater Magellanic Cloud. And to get to Sparta, you head for the first star to the left of the Milky Way and go straight on until morning.
Never land.
Our geek runs the deep. So, Peter Quill isn't available. The Guardians enlist the aid of who?
Somebody fantastic. But it's not Mr. Fantastic.
It's
the Thing. The ever-loving blue-eyed Thing. Benjamin Jacob Gribb himself.
Yep, looking for stuff to clobber in space.
Yes, the ruler of Yancey Street. Back on Earth.
Exactly. And he's having fun in space.
Yeah.
And as he's rolling around in space, he reminisces about being
a pilot. Because he was a darn good one.
He was actually, yeah. I mean, sometimes the movies and whatnot don't really go into it, but it's like, back in the beginning, Reed was always the mega brain, always. Sue,
right.
Had various roles sometimes. Johnny was along for the ride, but Ben was the pilot. Ben was the skilled pilot who, when stuff happened, was the reason, his skill piloting the craft is the reason why they didn't crash. He's the reason why they survived. He's a fantastic pilot.
Yes.
And we've done a show on Fantastic Four. You should check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also for fun, Venom is there playing, Eddie Brock and his symbiote. Together they are Venom. What's Eddie's first full name?
It's Edward, ironically.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's Edward Charles Allen Brock, who's again, first appeared in the 80s, etc. We've, periodically during the show, we've talked about some of the other shows that have touched on the other characters, but we've done some Spider-Man because we like Spider-Man. We've actually never dug into Venom at all. And if you'd like us to, send us an email, a tweet, etc.
Yeah.
We'll find it. We'll find a Venom book and dig in. But yeah, Venom's in space, hanging out with the Guardians, helping them out a little bit when they're shorthanded.
He's got the suit for it.
There you go.
Ooh.
Now, both Rocket and Peter say, "You can kiss my
Grunton." Kiss my Grunton.
I have no idea where the expression "kiss my Grunton" comes from, but I'm going to assume that it's a reference to Myron Grunton in Thomas Pynchon's Gravity Rainbow, because why not?
Right.
I'm probably wrong,
nice,
but I'm sticking with my answer.
We're sticking with it.
If you run into Brian Michael Bendis, would you ask him for me, please?
Yeah, and then tweet us so we know.
And by the way, Greenberger and Grunwald are legendary comic book editors.
Yes.
People know who they are. And Guildenstern is dead.
As is Rosencrantz. Sadly, it's true. Yes. But the play is the thing.
Todd, get thee to an nunnery now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Peter Quill has abandoned So here's what's going on. Guardians of the Galaxy, the new guard. Peter Quill has abandoned the Guardians and his role as Star-Lord to be Emperor of the Spartax. Now Rocket Raccoon has grabbed the reins as team leader, backed up by Drax, Venom, Groot, Kitty Pryde, and brand new Guardian, Ben Grimm the Thing. The ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Absolutely.
But what could put the team into the crosshairs of Emperor Quill and his Imperial Guard? Another old face is back too, but it will be a welcome return for Gamora. Or have circumstances changed in the 8 months she's been away? When friends like these cause complications for Rocket and the gang, who needs enemies?
Yep.
They don't, but they seem to attract them anyway.
Yeah.
And the newest threat to the galaxy is a doozy. His name is Yotat the Destroyer, and he will have blood. So,
Yeah. Just another Tuesday for the Guardians.
I know. It's kind of fun. They have fun doing, they're saving the world and having fun doing it. And yeah, if you're only familiar with the Guardians from the TV shows and the movies, it's absolutely an accessible read, and we recommend it. As we mentioned, it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, who's written for Spider-Man, New Avengers, House of M, which we did a show on, and a host of others. Todd, what am I forgetting? What else has he written?
Well, more recently, he's done another 31st century kind of spacefaring group called the Legion of Superheroes, which is another book we keep talking about doing one of these days.
Yep. And Bendis was also one of the co-creators of Riri Williams, also known as
Ironheart, which we touched on.
And Miles Morales, which we should really dig some Miles Morales before the movie comes out.
Yes.
And Jessica Jones. And Bendis has won a slew of Eisner Awards. And he's got some creator-owned works, and I think he's going to do well in this comic book thing.
He seems to have a knack.
The interior art is done by an artist known as Valerio Schiti, who is an Italian gentleman known for his pencils. He's done Guardian, he's done Tony Stark, Iron Man, he's done Empire. What else? I can't think of anything else that he's done, but that's
it's very pretty stuff.
Very pretty and.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael!
Woo! Stepping in.
Michael seems to have won again. Good job.
Yeah. Nicely done. Wow, Michael's like smoking everybody.
I know. Well, you know.
Yeah. Good job, Michael.
Well.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Come back next week where we'll be doing something else, talking about something else. We hit the like, follow, subscribe, heart, all of it. But like seriously, what do you want us to talk about? What are you interested in? How can we make your day better?
What do you need these days?
Exactly. It was Free Comic Book Day this past week. So so you can, and if there's copies available, you can still go to your local comic book store or place where comic books are sold and say, give me the free stuff. And if they don't have it available, which would be sad, this stuff is all going to be available again for free in 2-3 weeks via Kindle or Amazon or wherever you get your electronic comics. So there's some free comic books coming your way. You should check it out. You should continue to read comics. You should have a great week. You should try to be good and wonderful to each other. And
help protect the galaxy.
Exactly. Only you can protect the galaxy.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
All right.